Oh man, good morning. Ask yourself, what could you do if you were fearless? If you knew exactly who you're supposed to be and were that every day, every waking moment, even when you sleep of your life. Fearless. Total knowledge, who you are, what you're supposed to be about. Okay? One thing is I told my daughter yesterday, sent her a text. She done really well on her state test. She was far above everyone else in the state. I mean, like, wasn't even close. Okay. I was looking at the scores and I had to read and go like, what is this I'm looking at? And once I really broke it down, look at, okay, this is my daughter's score. Then here's score of her other classmates, the score of the district she's in, and then there's the score across the state. Good morning. Okay. And she was like, whatever, between 20 and 30 points ahead of everyone else. Okay. And I had told her now that she's in high school, a real simple formula. I said, our brains, our work, the way that they develop is through repetition. And so I told her, I said, well, there's 3 times in which you repeat the information to yourself that it can become automatic, become just a habit. One is you take notes in class, so you're putting information in, you're listening, taking notes. Okay, your purpose of being in class is to listen. Okay? Catch up. Okay? 2 is you review your notes as immediately after class as possible. 3, of course, you can take a time, an hour, if you have homework or not, but that hour is where you review, and that's where it really is going to sink in, is that third time. When you go with information again, say, okay, I'm going to think for the 3rd time, I really ought to know this, but I'm going over it anyway. That 3rd time seals it. You get a 90 on every test, minimum. You do it a 4th time, actually study for the test, now you're in the straight A territory. You spend that hour studying for one test, going over all the material, the whatever it is, math. And she did really well in math. Yeah, I was glad to see that. She needs some work, actually English. I'm like, wait, this is my child. English. ELA, they call it now. English Language Arts. I'm like, what? Wait a minute, hold on. Gotta work on this. What's my point? You can step into a room and do what you have to because you're prepared. Okay? Helped a good friend of mine. He's going through a tax situation, which can be tough because the IRS has a wonderful way kind of lulling people to sleep. They don't do anything until they do something. That's how the IRS works. They don't do anything until they do it. All right. Meaning, they don't seize your bank accounts until they seize your bank account. Oh, you get a letter months, sometimes even years before they take any action. You have no clue when that shoe is going to drop. But once you get that letter, it's on. They will put liens out. Now they do that quickly. Yeah, they don't waste time on that. And you go to handle transactions, borrow money, do loans and stuff, and you find the IRS has liens on you. Okay. And, I know that I'm capable of doing offer a compromise because it's dealing with taxes. I did take and pass both individual and corporate tax in law school, but I do have to take the time to sit down and go through it. And once I went through it 3 times, once initially when I prepared it, reading all the rules, so that takes the longest, the initial time. So I'm going through the whole entire instruction manual, the book. I'm pulling up actual code, IRC, Internal Revenue Code, and then going through his actual financial statements and filling out the 433A, offer and compromise. That's basically what you fill out the form, where you just simply fill out all the information, and then the actual offer and compromise. So that's the first time. Second time was I went through it with him, telling him what information I would need, stuff that he didn't have, that we have to document, because trust me, when it comes to IRS, you gotta document. I'm like, the reason why you're in this trouble, because you filed a return that you didn't document what you were writing off. You go, oh, okay. You had $23,000 in miscellaneous, which you didn't document. Okay, you should have documented that. Well, okay. The problem is, of course, Anywho, so that's the second time. The third time was after he sent me his documentation. I went through it a third time. Again, going back through the booklet, because that's the easy part. Like, to me, going through the booklet, instruction booklet, is like reading the actual statute. And then in the statute, the annotated version, you can have case law and the Attorney General's opinion right below the statute. Well, read the case law and the statute. Read all the case law, all the cases, okay? They're right there, they're all annotated, it's not the whole case. Some of them that are very relevant, of course, I pull them up, copy them, put them in the file, read them, brief, at least book brief the case, okay? All right? And so now I'm going through the third time with his documentation put together, and then actually a fourth time, which was a re-review with him to go, okay, like, this is what you have. This is what's reasonable. This is the range of offer that you can reasonably make. Pitch perfect, $892 a month. He plans on getting a loan to pay off the actual offer amount. The maximum that he can borrow, given that he has tax liens. So it's actually gonna be a secured loan, which we have to document. We have to tell the IRS where that money's coming from. They wanna know that, how you get it. You know, you didn't win it at the betting on the ponies. And so yeah, so that's that fourth time. So now, those 4 times, those repetitions, I now am conversant in offers and compromise. But of course, obviously based upon, I went to law school and took into both individual and corporate taxation. Read the whole entire, because between those 2 classes, tax 1 to tax 2, individual and corporate, we went through the whole and the big actual tax code book, every page, every bit I read through it, okay? All right, and of course, case law. Very difficult class too. Teacher thought I was gonna fail. Never forget that. Oh, look, you passed. I'm like, oh yeah, I could have done better. He said, no, I thought you was gonna flunk. Well, really? Thanks for the confidence, professor. But that's the way our brains work. And so I've learned, just pure rote discipline. You're not gonna, no one gets anything easy way. There is no easy way that's worthwhile. Okay, let's put that on the t-shirt. There is no easy way that's worthwhile. You're gonna get something, you're gonna lose some weight, you're gonna get healthy, eat right, diet. The discipline, because trust me, you train your taste buds to like certain foods. Trust me, that'll happen. Eating healthy is a matter of training your taste buds. Keep doing for 21 days, that's what you'll like. And you'll end up actually not being able to eat fried pork chops. Something you loved, fried pork chops fried in lard. you know, seasoned with that Lyrus. Oh yeah, that's so good. I can't eat that now. I'll get sick as a dog. Fried pork chop. Okay. Eggs fried in bacon grease. You know, fry the bacon, then crack open the egg and just fry it right there in the bacon grease in the skillet. You know, stuff like that. You know, I'll get sick. Be sick the rest of have a headache. You know, all that grease. Didn't used to be that way because that's how I used to eat. Now, you know, I now actually make a shake with 2 raw eggs. Crack it in there, not the blender, in the shaker bottle. Shake it up. Tastes delicious. Put my little protein powder in there. Eat that, or drink that. Make 2 bottles of it. That's my meals for the day. That's it. That's breakfast. That's lunch. Come home, light dinner. That's it. I mean, I can do that now. Anyway, our brains are working upon something called discipline, and that discipline simply is repetition. That's where we learn things. That's where we can get where we want to go. That's how you renew your mind. As the scriptures say, that he would have us do, our higher power would have us, by the renewing of our minds, change ourselves, create different paradigms, ways of thinking and doing, acting, okay, by renewing our mind. Repetition. See, you can get inspiration. Inspiration opens you up to something. You can be inspired. Doing it is something totally different. I can't tell you the number of people that I've given a complete plan, set it out for them. Look, if you do this, 2 things are going to happen. You're going to be protected. Anything happens to you, your kids and grandkids will be taken care of. Single mother, 2 girls, and now she's about to have 3 grandchildren between these 2 girls. She's the pole mark. She's the, you know, standard, strong black woman, works every day, got the job, pays the rent, so the girls can, as they're young, they can, you know, have these babies, still go to school, have a roof over their head. You know, oldest daughter's, she's flexing her wings, trying to move out. Of course, mom provides a home just in case they don't work out. She'll be there, you know. And works on a job, driving buses, no benefits, 0. No health insurance, no retirement, nothing, nada, 0, zip. $16 an hour. You know, she hustles a little extra work on the weekends, so she works 7 days a week. All right, and then 2, made it with the retirement plan I printed out for her. Showed her, look, okay, this is how you can retire. The money you're making now, you can live off that. When you turn, I think because she's 53 now, I set her up for 20 years when she was 72 and a half, when you have to mandatorily pull money out. But showed her that we're in that 20 years, she can have money working for her, utilizing standard investments, medium growth funds, then 7 years out, 7 years for retirement, 5, 7, and 10 years for retirement, rolling that money over to annuities, guaranteed to double money in that time period. Choosing the time period, you know, by which that money can try to get it to double twice, okay? So that she can retire and have the same income, no less than 80%. But I think I got about 90% when she retired. Really close to that. I think I got 100%. She would make the same amount of money and retire, not picking up, not working anywhere, not working for anyone, not signing anyone's W-2, clocking in anybody's clock. 72 and a half. Should never worry about that money again. And then I showed her, well, also you're gonna have Social Security as well. So you're gonna get your full work check, then you get your bonus check of Social Security. Okay, because you would have put in your 40 quarters easily. Showed her what a Social Security check was, which the Social Security check was about 60% of that retirement check that I put together in her plan. So she's got a plan now. I mean, she's gonna make more money in retirement as long as the Social Security's there. Okay. She'll have more money in retirement than she did working. She has something to look forward to. Well, of course, that lasted, I think, not quite a year. She didn't make it past the year. She didn't make it 10 months. Got off bank draft, put it back on bank draft. She made the option instead of paying up. No. We started off paying up, getting her backdated, so she would maintain her same original date for 2 years contestability. And I mean, man, we got real close. I think I got it like almost like 18 months, 2-year period contestability. And she eventually let the policy lapse because she just never allowed me to put her back on. Because I told her, I said, the only thing, I could start you all the way back over, but you're at 18 months. Why would we do that? You need to go ahead and pay up your missed premiums in full, backdate it, save the age. Okay? Insurance is money, people. Insurance is money. It's money. I mean, it's real. Well, and I guess this is how life is, man. It's weird. So she does not allow me to do that. She doesn't give me that, she doesn't grant me, authority to hold her accountable. She pulled that back. She pulled that authority back. No, I'm not gonna let you hold me. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. My youngest daughter's pregnant. Okay, that is bad news. Your baby graduated high school, find out she's pregnant. Okay, yeah, that ain't what you were looking for. That's a sucker punch in the gut. Okay, you weren't looking for that. You're battling with your older daughter. She wants to get married, find her a dude that she's been dating on for 3 months. Talking about getting married. She moved in with the guy. And less than 3 months in, she got the grandbaby with him too. It was like, okay, can I meet the dude? Can I talk to him? She let me do that though. She let me talk to the guy. And I asked him them key critical questions, some Steve Harvey questions. Ultimately was, what are your intentions for her daughter? And he looked the daughter dead and I said, my intention is to get married. And I'm like, okay, well, can't fight with that. It was a month later we found out she was pregnant. They didn't tell us at that time that she was pregnant. Well, the baby's due now. I had already had her. I had the foresight to re-enroll her in the ACA, what some people call Obamacare. Thank God that I had the foresight for my client to say, look, I'm re-enrolling you automatically. It's going to be $0 a month with zero deductible. That's what us good agents. See, we good agents. It's stuff we do. Save people's financial lives. You know what I mean? All y'all like to do is just recruit people. That's all y'all, you know what? Every time I talk to somebody, find somebody from Primerica. That's what the only experience with Primerica was someone trying to recruit them. They got a license, made 3 sales, and that was the last time they heard from that person that recruited them. I'm like, okay, did you get your financial life saved? Okay, did they actually do something other than sold you a life insurance policy? Anyway. So she lets the policy, of course, lapse completely. Guess what? She has a series of heart attacks. Guess what? She's no longer eligible to get life insurance coverage. That's life, baby. She was coming up on her 2-year period of contestability. She had coverage. All she had to do was maintain it. Past the 2 years. That's all she had to do. She didn't. Why do we do this? Why do I ask for the authority to hold people accountable? because I know I save people's financial lives. Something happens to her. She's at least one daughter that lives with her, still a teenager, not 21 yet. Something happens to her, I'm sorry. That child with a baby, guess what? I mean, think about that. Think about what happens to that young lady, how her life trajectory changes. But what if, just as bad, if not worse, mom has a stroke and can't work and has to go on disability and has no life insurance coverage? Ugh. And you know she's not eligible. I mean, that's the thing. When you see people on disability, people say, I'm on disability. Well, you know, I already know it. They can't get life insurance. You know, those people are uninsurable. You know, some of them can't even get the little stuff they get in the mail, the little Gerber Life plan. You know, we save people's financial lives. See, what it is when you're not taught how money works and you really don't know and you really don't believe, because what changes things is your belief, okay? And that's the hardest thing, is get people to believe. Some things people just not gonna believe. People die and have problems. You got a young man now. Mother of his children died. He now has those children. Hey, did you think you need a life insurance plan? What made you think she was? I know she thought she was gonna live forever. She only had life insurance on her job. You have life insurance on your job? Nope. But that don't matter anyway. Life of your job is not life insurance. That's their life insurance on you. Okay? They decided what you could get, what you could leave your family. And what is that? Really? Really? Meaning that they came up with a number, all right, between the employer who chose the company. Let me say that one more time. The employer chose the company that's going to provide insurance, and at best, the insurance company decide how much life insurance they're going to sell you based upon their risk pool. Okay? Look at that. Who needs people making the decisions for you in your life? More than, you know, nobody. These are your decisions for your family. Really? Really? And you wonder why generations, again, of African Americans lost land. Was some land taken? Yeah. Did black people leave the South for their own land en masse in the Great Migration to move to inner cities? Yeah, they did. So that one of the bigger reasons, but the number one reason was not that. It wasn't a Great Migration. Because there always was a family member that didn't go to Chicago. In every single family, there was a family member, a brother or a sister that did move to Chicago, Detroit, New York, LA, San Francisco, Van Nuys, Boston, Philadelphia, okay? Harlem, Brooklyn, Compton. They didn't move. They stayed there. What happened? They died, and there was no plan of succession. There was no will, there was no probate to the estate. They had no legal plan for that. Okay? And the land was the most important thing that they had, was the most valuable asset that they had, that they held on to. It didn't matter how much it was, how much money it was worth. That didn't matter. It was the most valuable asset that they had. No one in the whole entire family had an asset as valuable as that land that they held back down the South. Period. They went to Chicago, they worked jobs. Struggle, pay bills, spend. That's everybody does. I watch one of my earlier videos. Struggle, pay bills, spend. You get a job, that's what we do. We're trained, it's automatic pilot. Struggle, pay bills, spend. Start over, repeat. Struggle, ain't got gas money, need to borrow $200, got to go to payday loan, title loan, if an emergency happens, borrow money from friends, family, okay, pay it back, Don't do a budget. Don't live by a budget. Okay? Don't discipline yourself on your discretionary spending. Got a client spends $400 a month on liquor. All right. You spend $400? Let me go through his bank statements. He gave me authority to hold him accountable. So he gave me his bank statements. Went through his bank statements. He spends $400 a month on liquor. Well, he spends $400 a month at a liquor store. All right, ask me the simple question. Could he become financially independent off that $400? Of course he could. Of course. Yes, it's $400 a month. Would he have had the problems that he had me helping him with? Of course he wouldn't. If he thought with a little discipline, if he had me, had my services, had me to hold him accountable. Of course not. It's the whole point of having an advisor. Hold you accountable. These are the things that we do, and that's my most important point to all my people. All right, you gotta understand is that we do more than just slang insurance. Or we can do. That's all some of us do though. That's the only thing people get up every morning and think is go on recruit. And go through 100 people a month. Big numbers. 10 by 10 recruiting. Recruit 10 by 10 a month. Yeah, you will make six figures. Recruit 10 by 10. In the course of a year, you can go through 1,200 people. And I'm like, wait a minute. I sat down and did the math. You only need 5 people, period. Period. You can stop recruiting at 5 people and be a millionaire. Watch one of my later videos. I'll get up on that flip chart and I'll show you. If I did it before, check out one of my videos, Sales Mastery. I'll show you where you only need 5 recruits and you can be a millionaire. With 5, you can. And when I did that, that became what I'm going for. It'll probably will take me long to get those 5 people and get them trained, okay? To get them to change their belief system. Understand what you're really building and how you're building a business, okay? All right? You're building a business that saves people financial lives. A financial services distribution business, we want to look at it that way. I look at it as we're doing professional sales, high-end professional sales, okay? Another way to look at it is we're actually doing financial advisory services. That's it. I mean, and I've moved into what I've stopped saying is either one of those terms, and what I do is retirement planning, okay, and estate planning. That's what I do. Retirement planning, estate planning. Because it's totally different. It's like when Republicans stop using the term estate tax, which that said rich people being taxed. People inheriting $5 million or more being taxed upwards of 50% of the estate, and then they called it a death tax. And it polled better, okay? People, you say death tax, people being paid tax to die, that don't sound right. Okay, well, it used to be called an estate tax, and that sounded fine. That people inheriting $5 million or more had to give up half of that money, okay? Well, it's the same way that it is better to say retirement plan and estate planning, okay? Debt resolution, help you get out of debt, put you on a plan. It's planning, okay? I cannot legally call myself a financial planner. Technically, even people in the state of Mississippi who get a CFP designation, they can say that they are a certified financial planning designated. But even then, you can't say, because Mississippi does not recognize any specialties in law on finance, okay? All right? You can say you practice in the area, you concentrate in the areas of tax, but you can't sort of call yourself a tax specialist. Yeah, go figure. It's against the rules of the Mississippi Bar. Okay? If you are a certified financial planner, But if I do financial planning, yes, I can say that I do financial planning. I help people develop financial plans, okay, that save their lives. That's what I do. Thanks for listening. Be blessed. Bye.